Hello and welcome back to another episode of What's in Store Fridays. Today we're going to talk about some items that we sell in the store on our online store, and we have a whole lot of different guides for you to use to help ID plants, tracks that you find on your trails, anything you can think of that you can identify with. So let's talk about a couple of them. This is Peterson's Field Guide for Animal Tracks. It's a great book to identify possum, any kind of rabbit tracks, things like that. You know, a lot of times you'll be walking down the trail and you'll see some tracks and you'll say, oh, some critter's been here. Well, it'd be a lot better if you could say, look, a possum's been through here. But these kind of books will help you learn to identify the different tracks of animals that go through the woods, because you know a lot of the animals go at nighttime that you don't see them, and all you see of them is the next day you'll see their tracks in the path. But this Peterson guide is a great book. We have books to identify different snakes. I know a lot of you are fearsome of it, but we know the more you know about snakes, the less fearful you become of them. But this is a great book, snakes of the eastern United States. These laminated guides, these are great guides because they wipe off easily. You can take them on the trail with you, go hiking. This particular one actually is fishing regulations of the Atlantic. It comes with a measuring yardstick that's connected at the bottom. Gives you all the rules and regulations, the different kinds of fish that you can allowed to catch. But this is great fold. It just fits really easily in your pocket. We have the common butterflies. It covers every kind of critter you can think of. Okay, so I used to go horseback riding a lot up in the Bull Run Mountains with a friend of mine. She's a horticulture teacher, and actually she used to be my horticulture teacher. So we were riding along one day, and she said, Mark, what kind of tree is that? And I said, it's an oak tree. She said, yes, but what kind of oak tree? I had no idea. So that prompted me to start learning about trees, the specific names of them. It's just very helpful, and when you're just walking around saying instead of that tree, you can say it's an oak tree, or what kind of pin oak tree. It's very helpful to know what those kind of trees are, especially like if you're journaling or telling a story. It's a lot more interesting if you can say they found a dead body under the pin oak tree down by the creek, instead of they found the body under a tree. You know, if you can get more descriptive, it just helps people understand and set the mood better for what kind of tree. It can sort of set the scene as well. So it's just very helpful to know what kind of trees you're looking at, instead of just saying that's a pretty tree. Let's talk about a black walnut tree. Okay, so here we have a black walnut tree. This is a great example because it has the fruit on the end. They'll start dropping in late summer. You'll start hearing them drop on the ground. It has a really pungent smell to it. If you crack it open, it'll stain your hands. We'll drop that down. These leaves also start dropping, so it's very easy cleanup. Like if you have one in your yard, they just start dropping all along. So it's not like one big mass of leaves you have to clean up. But you can identify a black walnut many different ways. By the fruit that they drop on the ground, like the walnut we just saw. They have a really deep furrowed bark. I love this bark. It's nice and deeply furrowed. The shape of the leaves you can use to identify trees with. But one interesting thing about black walnuts is I have some back home on the creek, and I thought it'd be pretty to plant some primroses. So I planted some primroses around the base of them. Those suckers would not live. I planted them a couple times. I planted another kind of flower there. Nothing would grow. Then I realized, after I learned and read about it, they have a taproot that is poisonous to other plants. So if another plant's roots touch it, it'll kill that plant. Not all plants are like that, but there are certain ones that cannot thrive around a black walnut, and I realized a primrose was one of them. So it's good to learn about your trees so you'll know what you can plant around them and just all the characteristics about them. Okay, so you find all kinds of things out here in the wild, and oh, okay. Does anybody know what that is? This is where your Snake ID book would come into play. So we recognize it as the Eastern Diamondback rubber snake that we carry in the store. He really is harmless, but isn't that a good replica? We sell them in the store. You could terrify your friends with them if you're so inclined. We hope you'll get some of the plant ID, learn how to identify the tracks of animals, different kinds of fish. We have all kinds of guides on our online store. It's at chmuseums.myshopify.com. And we'll see you next week on What's in Store Fridays.